we're near the end. We're very hopeful. This is going to solve the problem.
Deep breaths. That's where I'm at. It's going to be good.
Okay, and I'm going to swirl just to make sure that the components are mixed.
16 years after the death of Mac, after all the trial and error, after the creation of a PCR test, serology assay, and a treatment protocol, after nearly losing another baby, Joy, to EEHV in 2019, we finally have a vaccine. On June 18, 2024, we administered the first ever mRNA vaccine for EEHV-1A to our female Asian elephant Tess.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's all yours.
Ready? Good, Tess. Good girl. So good. Good job. So good. There you go. Yeah. Good girl, Tess.
You are a good girl, Tess. You're a really good girl.
This means everything. It's so many years in the making, and I mean, we love Paul more than anything. It's amazing. She did great. That's why we chose Tess. We knew that this was something that she excels at, and she's an elephant that's perfect for testing this. And the fact that we got to do it with Paul nearby and finally got it is just the best feeling in the world.
On behalf of elephants everywhere, let's say cheers to Dr. Paul Ling and Baylor College of Medicine. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Well deserved.
So where are we in the process of saving elephants from EEHV?
Yeah. So, as you know, we vaccinated 3 elephants at the Houston Zoo last summer. All of these elephants were seropositive, meaning that they already had what we think are protective antibody levels to EEHV-1A. One of our goals in testing the elephants at the Houston Zoo first was to make sure the vaccine is safe and also efficacious. The vaccine certainly does seem like it's safe, and we'd had no adverse reactions to the vaccine that were of any concern. And then it looks like the antibody levels for all of our vaccinated elephants not only increased, but were sustained for at least 6 months, which is all the data we have up until this point. So it does look like the vaccine is safe and efficacious.
Many vaccines are only there to prevent disease, not necessarily infection. And herpes viruses, as a general rule, probably fall into that collection of vaccines, at least for now. The goal here for our vaccine is not to prevent infection, but to prevent clinical illness, actually more importantly, to prevent lethality. Basically, we're just trying to save these elephants' lives.
From there, we were able to target seronegative elephants within the United States Zoo community. These elephants are animals that don't have any protective antibodies against EEHV-1A and really could benefit tremendously from having those antibodies, potentially life-saving antibodies. So Brazos at Fort Worth Zoo not only is a friend and neighbor to us here at Houston Zoo, so to speak, but he was seronegative, which meant that he didn't have any protection against EEHV-1A. And knowing that it's the most lethal strain of EHV, getting this life-saving vaccine to him was a priority for us.
These young elephants that for whatever reason haven't been infected yet and lost antibodies from mom over time, that our vaccine can help generate antibodies against the proteins in EEHV that carry out a similar function as the spike protein does for SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19. The spike protein is a protein that's on the outside of the virus particle for the virus that causes COVID-19, sometimes called SARS-CoV-2. And this spike protein is involved in helping the virus attach and enter cells and infect these cells. And that's how the virus gains entry into our body and can grow and replicate and make more viruses and ultimately cause disease. So the idea behind vaccination is if you can deliver the spike protein, either as a protein or as an mRNA, as in the mRNA vaccines, you give your body a chance to form antibodies against that protein so that hopefully if you get exposed to the virus, you have antibodies on board that will block the ability of that virus to bind and enter into our cells. So the strategy for the EEHV vaccine is very similar.
The plan is to make more of this vaccine, to deliver it to more elephants in need. And this is just the very first small step in what we hope is a very long and productive pathway to getting a vaccine to every elephant that needs one. I think that some of the greatest benefit of the 1A vaccine is that it sets the foundation to create those vaccines not only for Asian elephants, but also for African elephants. They suffer from different strains of EHV that are just as deadly. And we know that that community of elephants is just as much in need as Asian elephants.
Elephant herpes virus affects elephants worldwide. They die in the wild, we just haven't documented that much. Paul Ling has and taken blood samples. So we know that it's a disease that's been around for much longer than zoos have been around. And that's why this story is so important too, is because now we're doing conservation work, basic research to applied research to saving animals in the wild. And that's what the Houston Zoo does. And that's its ultimate mission, is to save animals in the wild.
We've been working with Baylor College of Medicine for about 15 years, and we've come up with great ways to diagnose and monitor and advice on treatment and monitoring response. But one of the things that we really want to do is not have to worry about this. And if that's the case, we might be able to prevent illness in baby elephants as they grow.
So I've gone through a couple different EEHV cases. Joy's EEHV case was by far the worst, even despite the positive outcome of it, even though she survived. And that is like a normal course of this disease. And that is terrifying for the animal. It's terrifying for the people that take care of the animal. So to know that we could have a vaccine in place to stop those moments and to keep baby elephants alive and not dying from this virus is, it's huge.
It is very gratifying to see that we can come to fruition. This is the end point of what our research activities were going to lead us to. At the same time, we feel a lot of pressure. I mean, really, the elephants have become part of our family, they're part of our lives, and that's what we want to do. We're here to save baby elephants, and we're going to do everything we can to try to do that. We're under no, we're not magical thinking that this vaccine that we've implemented is going to be the end-all be-all. We're very happy so far that it looks promising, but we're going to work towards doing everything we can with this vaccine and or modifying if we need to make sure that we save these elephants. Just couldn't have been done without everybody working together. And that's also been gratifying. Just the teamwork of everybody coming together. I'd say it's almost a Houston thing, right? I mean, Houston, we've got the energy business here. We send people to space with NASA. We've got the biggest medical center in the world, on the planet. And it's about people linking arms together to do big things. And I kind of feel that that's what happened here.
On a personal note, being part of the development of the EEHV 1A vaccine has been tremendously rewarding. I can't describe to you how it feels to have a part in delivering something that's going to save an animal's life. And not only one animal's life, but potentially play a role in saving many animals' lives. I think as a zoo veterinarian, we get into this field because we love animals and we want to pay it forward and we want to contribute to the greater good. And being part of this vaccine process certainly checks off all of those boxes and makes me feel hopeful for myself, for my children, for my grandchildren someday, that there's going to be elephants always.
That wasn't so bad.
I feel like we should even though it's sweaty. Thank you so much.
I know. Okay.
That's nice. This is nice. It feels awesome.